Kabod. Slaki Akim, the video had closed, the software crashed. Satan's in the midst, of course. And Hagar Hashitan Bashim Yah Bashim Shabashim I rebuke thee, Satan, in the name of Yah Bashim Shabashim Kokodash. So going on, so Wa Abaram, alright, which is exalted, in Abba, Father, Ram, going to exalt it. Alright, Kabod goes into very or rich. Let me see, Slaki actually get rich. Kabod also means heavy. Alright, and then you have in cattle, which you got Ma'ad, which is very, and then you got Ba Makwana in cattle, Ba Kasap in silver, Wa in Ba in Zahab, silver. I mean gold, Slaki, pardon. Alright, so that's in the Hebrew and the Lashman Kodash. Alright, this is true wealth. Alright, having riches in cattle, silver, and gold. Alright. Because, of course, the earth has been given unto the hand of the wicked, they have these things. Alright. But it's all, ultimately, it's the Lord's. As everything, all creations is the Lord. Alright, let me see if I can get this other precept. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 2 and 8. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Alright, now the Lord allowed Esau, Edom, the bases of men, to have the kingdom, alright, in the form of but the fourth beast being the Roman Empire. This being the last leg of the Roman Empire, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, okay? And this is Revelation 13 and 3. It says, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death. Alright, and this is going into your Roman Empire, alright? And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Alright, and it's been healed, it's, coming back. Alright, in the form of NATO, the EU, and of course America. Alright, and they worship, which that'd be your ancient vassals of the Roman Empire. Okay, coming back. All right. Now, just going on, it says, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him. All right, and going back again, we know that the beast, being of today is NATO and the EU. All right, and as you're reading the book of Daniel, how this beast was very dreadful. It was diverse from the rest of the other kingdoms. All right, because this form of a kingdom had different rulers. Wasn't passed down like you have it where in times past. You had it where from having kings and such, but you have it in this case now. You had it these different elected officials and such, Caesars, and you could go into that, and you had so much infighting and such. All right, but this is a divided kingdom, and it definitely can't stand. And like I said, ultimately they want this crisp, in you. All right, which is it's gonna be digital. It's gonna be all digital. All right, but there will be a physical sharat. All right, that will be shawam, which means put, ba yadim, and hands. All right, and foreheads, heads and such. I have to look up foreheads in the Hebrew. All right, that's the ultimate, which is the MOTB. All right, but it says in verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with them. All right, now I just want to skip and go to my points that I want to make, which is verse 12. All right, you could go through a whole beast breakdown if you want on your own, but I just want to make points. It says, this is Revelation 13 and 12, and he exercised all power of the first beast before him, which the first beast would be, in this case, talking about the ancient Roman Empire. All right, okay, pagan Roman Empire, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, all right, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven in the sight of men. All right, now going on down, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, technology, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth that they should make an image, which is that Roman system, all right, to the beast. All right, now you have it where this current beast is in the same form and fashion, the likeness of the ancient pagan Roman Empire. Okay, and you have it, like I had spoke about, reincarnation of kingdoms, people and such. You have things that have been going on in ancient Rome, which are now going on again, which history repeating itself. All right, so I want to just look into this word for image, icon, or ekion, which or icon. It looks like icon, like if an icon is an image.
Strong's G 1504. Icon,
which means, as I already defined, the figure or likeness, all right, representation, resemblance, all right, statue, profile. All right, so this beast here, the fourth beast, second, you have it the second leg of the Roman Empire. All right, this rebirth, all right, due NATO, the EU, all right, America. You have it that they're in that image. All right, now I want to go real quick to just some brief history real quick. Now you have it, the currency and the collapse of the Roman Empire. So you had a collapse. All right, got some information here, but I want to bring out select information. All right, which you have, of course, Rome, and this also support the image, let you know of the image of the beast too. You know what I mean? How this had this current system have the same thing as the old system. So the empire built 500,000 miles or 50,000 miles of roads, as well as many aqueducts, amphitheaters, and other works that are still in use today. Today, our alphabet, calendar, and languages and literature and architecture borrow much from the Romans. It's the same thing, okay? That's what they'll tell you, borrow, but it's just in the same thing, the same fashion, the same image. All right. which you go into the whole image of the beast too. You go into the philosophies. You go into the religion, the homosexuality. You go into what else you got? Failing me at this time. Give me one moment real quick, just so I can get out of this brain fog that I'm in right now. The lies, I know the covetousness is coming to my brain. Yeah, the murder, adultery, all right, democracy, right. Yeah, so going on, how could such a powerful empire collapse? Now, one reason why this place is going to collapse is due to the debasement of currency, all right, or the so-called money which is in use right now, all right. The main thing, which is them using the world reserve currency being the United States dollar, but they're gonna have it where they have it where this the system, everybody's gonna have to be having that digital access via the Sharat, the incision of the MOTB, all right, in their Zarium, in their skin, in their body, in their arms, okay, or in their foreheads and such, all right, or wherever the heck you want to put it, if you are in disobedience to the Lord, because that is actually a thing of disobedience if you are to take this thing in your body, all right, in the form of a Sharat, which is an incision. Now, let's see. I want to go to a precept. Let me just make sure it comes back to me. Oh, I wanted to define the word for debase. So I'm going to go to, just real quick, debase. Base is going into the action of reducing the quality or value or something. Okay? And, many people, they seeing, that, the current world reserve currency, the dollar, is going down out. The use of physical currency is going out, and they're bringing in, the new means of, doing things, which is digital. All right, instead of, this whole old way of doing things, with actual coins and dollars and such, so called. All right. Which ain't backed by no gold or nothing like that. All right. So, which is true value, true wealth, silver, true. Now, going further, to this here. Right, so you have it, Roman debasement. The major silver coin used, going into the denarius, during the first 200 years, or 220 years of the empire was the denarius. All right. This coin, which in these times would be like your U.S. dollar, all right. This coin, all right, between the size of a modern nickel and dime, was worth approximately a day's wage for a skilled laborer or craftsman. All right, you got paid. You know what I mean? When you get paid, You're supposed to get paid by the day. You know what I mean? Before, like Eve. All right. Everybody supposed to be holding on to your money and stuff like that. But you have it in this system. You know what I mean? You gotta wait 2 weeks, a week, etc. You know what I mean? Just to get paid. All right, and that's another reason why this system has to go out. It says during the first days of the empire, these coins were of high purity, holding about 4.5 grams of pure silver. All right, now going real quick to scriptures briefly. This is the book of Proverbs 16:11. A just weight and balances are the Lord's. All weights of the bag are his work. All right, going again. This is Proverbs 11:1. It says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, and a just weight is his delight. All right, take heed of that. Now going down. However, with a finite being, limited, okay, not unlimited, okay, supply of silver and gold, kasap was zahab, all right, silver and gold, entering the empire, Roman spending was limited by the amount of denarii that could be minted. And you have it where during this pestilence outbreak, you have it where they were speaking about how the actual pestilence, the disease, could be spread via the dollars. You also had it where they said there was a coin shortage. All right, so these are more reasons for getting rid of this system. All right, and bringing in, usher in the new, or NWO. All right, the new way of doing things, the Great Reset, which of course it hits all aspects of life, but also the aspect being of the way of people carrying out trade. All right, which will now encompass you having that in the end game mandatory Sharat. All right, or Kwai. All right, but which going to Mark. All right, but this is made by financing the pet project of Emperor's Challenging. However, how the newest war or palace or circus would be paid for. Roman officials found a way to work around this. Now we're gonna go into it. Now you have it by decreasing the purity of their coinage. All right, that denarii, right? It says they were able to make more silver coins with the same face value. Okay, but remember, it's not have that same purity. All right, now going on, you look on face value, but it don't have the same purity. All right, mixing with inferior metals and such when you go into it. With more coins in circulation, the government could spend more, but this comes with a consequence. And so the content of the silver dropped over the years. Okay, you can go into it. And you have Jake, by the time you have now, Jake now ruling here, where they showing here, guys such as Marcus Aurelius. These look like Jake too, man, going on, having frozen beards and such. Caracalla and Gallienus. All right. It says by the time of Marcus Aurelius, the denarius, lucky if I mispronounced it earlier, was only 75% silver. During the reign here, Roman Empire here, Roman Emperor Caracalla tried a different method of debasement. He introduced a double denarius, which was worth 2 times the denarius in face value. However, it was only the weight of 1.5 denarii, so it's getting the base, it's losing its value. All right, by the time of Gallienus, the coins had barely 5% silver, so it's pretty much being damn near worthless. All right, and it's all because they had put more into circulation, and the stuff really didn't have it lost its value with more in circulation, thus need acquiring more to buy, things, you know, the things that you bought at this, you know what I mean, at this cost now costs you more to buy the same item though. All right, or in a lot of times, these days, it's in smaller sizes. So the consequences, now reading on, adding more coins, which is going to explain exactly what I just said. The adding of coins and poor quality into circulation, this is inflation here, did not help increase prosperity. It's just a transfer of wealth away from the people, and it meant that more coins were needed to pay for goods and services. All right, which we have that going on right now. Easily proof. I got Money GPS. Present inflation. Let me see what he got right here. He had a lot of different he put different posts which quoted or had different sources of information that spoke exactly what I'm talking about. So let me see if I can find it. He spoke about a current inflationary rate, something like that. Let me see if I can find it. You see that, it's talking about the same thing. That, different things that we're doing right now are the same things that were going on in ancient Rome. They talking about funding palaces, funding infrastructure, etc., different things. Historic parallels of today inflationary episode. Now, let me see. I may not have the information right here at this time. I'm trying to find it, but I don't see it. I did see it at a point, but maybe took it down or something. But you can go into it. Just do some more research. All right. I'm gonna put this. What is the most likely outcome of our global economy? I'm saying hyperinflation. And that's 34% exactly. All right. So you can look it up. Pardon me for not having information. I thought I saw it on his page at a time, but it's not at this current time. Now, as it says here, at times there was a runaway inflation in the empire. For example, soldiers demanded far higher wages as quality of coins diminished. All right. Now, yeah, you have it. Where right now you have a worker shortages, which that definitely was shown on Money GPS site, which he on his YouTube page. You have it where it's let me see if I can pull it up again. It says 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Right? You have it. This is a credit-based system. Wells Fargo closes all personal line of credit covered in most recent video. New jobs. People lying about pretty much a V-shaped recovery. You had things were grounded completely in March of the 2020, and then they're thinking things just gonna shoot straight up, but it hasn't been that. All right. These are, as you say, the media lies about jobs. So you see, like it looked like a V, right? Media lies about jobs. Speaking in Canada, employment is 1.8% below pre-pandemic levels. All the new jobs were temporary. All right. And a lot of these jobs are low-wage jobs to begin with. All right. And many people in these times don't want to go to a low-wage job, especially when they are receiving, government assistance in the form of stimulus checks and various programs, all right, which keep them well fed, well fat, without the need to go to a job and deal with a boss. All right, but you could go into more of that information. Nobody, it's just all to the spirit. Nobody should have any money but I, so that I may bestow it upon the soldiers. All right, so you had Caracalla, a Roman emperor, who raised soldiers' pay by only 50% near 210 AD. By 265 AD, when there was only 0.5 silver left in the denarius, prices skyrocket 100%. That'd be hyperinflation across the Roman Empire. Only barbarian mercenaries were paid to be paid in gold. All right, so obviously you go into the effects of this stuff: soaring logistical and administration costs, and no precious metals, which gold and silver is precious metals, left to plunder from enemies. The Romans levied more and more taxes against the people to sustain the empire. And you have it where we have that. You got inventions of different taxes, being put, implemented. All right. Hyperinflation, soaring taxes, and worthless money created a trifecta that dissolved much of Rome's trade. All right. The economy was paralyzed by the 3rd century. Any trade that was left was mostly local, and using inefficient barter methods instead of meaningful medium of exchange. All right. You're saying truly, you having gold and silver, that's real wealth. All right. Cattle. All right. And then you have, of course, the collapse. Okay. You can go into that too. Or you go into the different vassals. All right. Or they call, barbarians. Germanic or tribes and such, I think. Trade networks were disappearing. So look, coin debasement and inflation helped lead to the demise of Western Roman Empire, which would cease to exist by 476 AD. All right. It's a good map. I'm gonna have to copy this too, by the way. But yeah, so that's pretty much it right there. You can read it on your own also, just literally in print form right here. You have an illustration though. Now, to go to Spike Lee, our currency is not current. Okay, now he's speaking of the use of dollar. All right, and now he being, of course, Jake being Israelites, being the salt of the earth, the flavor. All right, having that spirit. You know what I mean? But a lot of our people take not of the Lord's spirit, but another spirit. He's promoting this system, the image of the beast. All right, and ultimately you're gonna have Jake that's gonna promote. They're already doing it in certain cases. The Sharrat. All right, so you have old money, as rich as it looks, is flat out broke. All right, so they pretty much saying, look, that's old. It's time to bring in a new. All right, it don't have and how he's showing it and promoting it. He ended up, if you see, he speak about it has old. They call it green, but it's only so-called white. All right, and he's referring to more so the actual people that are on the money, which they put, of course, the people that are in power are gonna put themselves on there. You had, of course, our coinage. All right, in the ancient world, we had our faces on there. All right, but you have it where he said 7 million Americans have no bank account. All right, and 20 million are unbanked. Now, I believe it's worse than that. Okay, now, you have it where many people, due to, and I'll get this real quick, this information. The term underbank refers to individuals or families who have a bank account but often rely on alternative financial services such as money orders. Or you going in the store because you got to pay for something via form of a check or money order, but you don't have a bank account. You get you a money order. All right. Check cashing services. All right. Well, I don't have a bank account, but I need to cash this check. All right. So you'll go to a check cashing service, is like pretty much a bank, and they at a fee would take out money from you and give you pretty much portion of your money, but they profiting off of it. All right. And payday loans rather than traditional loans. And the scriptures talk about how the borrower is subject to the lender. Okay. We're of course lent money and given money by these bankers, which are elite. But you have it now in these days, this rise of cryptocurrencies and such. People are which they are promoting that it's not centralized. All right. But you have a already there had been a creation of centralized currency, digital currencies. All right. And you will see that. All right. And it's gonna ultimately be a part of this whole system. This whole blockchain system and all of that. You're gonna have to, if you want to participate in the new way of life, which is going to emerge after Esau completely changes this financial system and bring it towards his Sharat or MOTB, all right, which is written in Revelation 13 and 16. All right, you're going to be unable, if you don't have that, to be able to do anything. All right, now, of course, they're offering and making popularity of this of these different cryptocurrencies, and more so making things so simple to more so encourage people to become banked and become really part of the system, because you have it where people does things old school, which is just all right, I get the cash, which cash you have it where untracked in most cases. You have it where two private parties can make a deal between themselves using so-called cash, this fiat currency, so be true. All right. And that will be that ain't noted by the system. All right, because it's not digital. Okay. Your money becomes digital when you put it in the bank. All right, and such. You can use, like I said, you use debit cards and these different. You have Jacob use prepaid credit cards in order, like I used to do that. Use prepaid credit cards. A lot of Jake do this also, try to run from different debts too as well. They'll try to get all right, I get a job, get paid in a check, and then get a prepaid credit card, and maybe try to use that way, but it's at a fee. You paying to use your own money, you know what I mean? But anyway, going on, it reads on. It says payday loans rather than traditional loans and credit cards to manage their finances and fund purchases. Like I said, Esau don't want things to be under the books no more, or under the table. He wants a log of everything. All right. So he's using Jake, all right, to promote this new system. Okay. Old money is not going to pick us up. It pushes us down. Exploits systematically, it oppresses. But the new money is positive. inclusive. Okay, and you see it. You got effeminate, fluid. Now they're pretty much saying like the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Where status is but the status quo. You know, try to be, of course, catchy and stuff. You know what I mean? But do your own research. Now, a lot of people ain't seeing there's an actual fine print that was down there, which I'm going to try to read it. The risk of trading or holding digital currency being substantially, being a substantial as the value can go up or down quickly or dramatically. You should all be careful considering whether trading or holding digital currency is the right, it says, a financial decision for you. You know, you have, of course, beware, because these things rise and fall. You know what I mean? And ultimately, like, you got Esau coming down on a lot of these different people that, got these different, made these different digital currencies, which are not centralized, and they got it on their own little, system, their own, whatever, blockchain. You could go into all these different terms and such. Digital ledgers. I mean, you could go into all of this stuff. What is blockchain digital ledger? You just go and look into this stuff. But ultimately, you have it that is going to be a change of the system. So, and they got, like I said, Jake is promoting it. You have these different companies with different kiosks, like you said, like you have it where, you literally, I guess what they're saying is exchange your money, at these different kiosks, or use your phone or whatever, and get these cryptos and such. And like, some people are thinking it's safety in cryptos, but like I said, this is nothing but another wiles of the devil. All right, and this ain't gonna save you. Riches, this stuff gives itself wings. All right, and it's because of unrighteous dealings and injury. Riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, the kingdom going to get translated unto us. All right, now you got Jake again. This is a football player. He's pretty much promoting it and trying to explain it as basic as way he can. They're talking about like, things were done old school. I mean, look, you could get a these cryptos, and you can use these anywhere in the world. But you could use, of course, these different, make these different online transactions, for people on it, what I mean, that have it. You could go into it, make purchases anywhere in the world instantly, making their own digital, and it's talking about, like, the people, it says they are so effective that central banks are, in many countries, are making their own digital currencies, which, like I said, ultimately they will have it where, like I say, all of it is going to be, whatever is going to be on the Shirat or the crisp. All right, and it, like I said, they want to say now is, like you have it decentralized ones, but you're gonna have Esau just gonna jump in. And Esau gonna show you the truth that he owns everything, all right? And that even though, you guys can go to, these different things and act like you escaping the knowledge of Esau, knowing what you're doing, Esau will know exactly what you're doing, all right? So, that's pretty much the lessons for the most part. Slaki, I know it's a long lesson, but I don't quench the spirit. I may revisit it, of course, in the future, but that's what the times of the times is, and you can't be ignorant. So this is also Revelation 13, going back to 14, and it says again, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that are dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast, the system, should both speak and cause that as many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. Now you have it where they want everyone, to ultimately have this, which we're going to go into the next verse. All right, which they want you to be a part of this system. You know what I mean? But you end up learning your heritage, being a Hebrew Israelite. You have things within the system that are not lawful. All right, but we have things, of course, like I'm not saying that you can't use cryptos right now, cryptocurrencies, but what we're saying is you can't get an incision, like say, because you have it. Well, if you say, all right, well, I can use this, access my cryptos via having this Sharat in me, or this crisp, or MOTB, that's going off. All right. It says, and he calls Esau, Edom, the elite bankers, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, all from all social economic positions, to receive under. Yeah, you gonna have to be part of the system. You gonna be banked in the form of the crisp, or the incision, or the sharat, to receive a mark, all right, charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark, all right, charagma, going back to Karax, going into a trench, all right, going to a palisade, all right, which we know how that apparatus works, to put it in you, the sharat, all right, the cresp. It says, are the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, you go into it, 666. All right, you can go into the whole PLU, numbers and all that, but universal barcodes and all that. So, that's the 411. Okay, there's going to be a crashing, as they tell you, from the hells. They tell you that in I see the Zephaniah, the first chapter, 1 and 9, or Zechariah. I gotta remember where it's at. Or 1 and 11, I'm trying to think. Slaki Akim. Let's see. Yeah. Stupid. I thought I had it. Yeah. It says, there's another precept that also come to mind. But it says here in Zephaniah 1 and 10, it says, and it shall come to pass, said the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate. Fish gate being what? Going into the marketplaces, which, representing going into your different exchanges, you know what I mean? Your Wall Street and all of that. Different exchanges, all right? And the howling from the second, and the great crashing from the hells. It says, how ye inhabitants of Magtesh, all right, for all the merchant people are cut down. I believe Magtesh goes into ancient, let me see, I'm going to go get it real quick again. like a place of trade and marketing. Let me see. See, place in Jerusalem. Give me a wee moment. Yeah, the fish gate, of course, goes into also Esau's economics, all right? Which you said goes into your Wall Street, imports, exports, stocks and bonds, all right? The hills, different mountains and such represents different governments and such. Just, going back over the scripture. That he depends on to protect his image. Magchesh is a city of merchants, right? People that will bring goods in to sell in the marketplace, all right? And you have it where, things are traded on these different stock exchanges and stuff, all right? Precept is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In that day, the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease the work, because they are few, and they that look out the window shall be darkened. Look out, and the window shall be darkened. And the future is brim. It is so brim. That's why they bleak. They trying to quick and hurry up with this this plan. All right, economic window. Let me see what else. It says, how ye in chapters of Magchesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all that bear silver are cut off. Real quick. James. See that? James 5. It says, go ye to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered. All right, but you have it in this day. Like I said, they're not using, gold back, silver back. They just literally using, Federal Reserve notes. All right, and like fiat currency. All right, it's not gold backed. You know what I mean? They just say, hey, this is it, but that's being debased, being that so much in circularization. All right, as a gold and silver don't rust. All right, it can't rust. All right, so their whole system itself, as it's gonna go into, shall be a witness against you. And this whole debasement with this whole credit-based system, all right, it's gonna be a witness. It's gonna be a testimony against you of how it's not gonna work, all right, because also it is gonna get you destruction. And ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them that have reaped has entered the ears of the Most High of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies. Okay, people are, especially the Israelites, they are crying because you said you live in paycheck to paycheck and putting money in a bag with holes. You can't even maintain nothing in these accounts. As soon as you get it, it's going out. You just can't sustain them. And definitely with the new system being, which is going to be a digital system completely, entirely, be a social, like a social credit system as well, because everything's going to be controlled and monitored. And if you do anything that's not in line with what their unrighteous decrees say, this will knock you off from having participation, access, and buying, selling, and doing other, things within privileges within this society. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Slocky, it's been so long, but hey, it needs it. There's nothing new thing under the sun. You know what I mean? And we're in that downfall of Esau Edom. Esau moving towards promoting, the use of these, digital currencies, using even, like I said, major directors such as Spike Lee and such, only, it's showing you that, he wants major influence over you, Jake, in your decision to be in participation in this beast system. All right, he wants you to completely in compliance of his way. So, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, which is ways with having ultimately this mark. All right, which, like I say, cryptos are not. You can use cryptos, but the ultimate end game is them. Having you of course pay for things digitally, but it gonna be accessed by you having the Sharat, all right, which is the MOTB Haragma, all right. So, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bishop Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. Look, and another point, like he's saying, fluid. I just think of a snake. All right, so shalom.